Good evening everyone. Now we are going to start our next lecture. In this lecture we are going to discuss about tuples in Python. In our last lecture we discussed about list and now we are going to discuss about tuples. In this lecture we will discuss what does a Python tuple mean, what is the meaning of tuple, and then we will discuss how to create tuple, how we can access individual elements of a tuple, how to find or slice of a tuple, how to delete entire tuple, and then we will discuss about some of the functions and operations that can be applied with tuple data type available in Python. Now very first, what we mean by tuple. Tuples are like list. They can hold a sequence of items, but the difference between list and tuple is that list is a mutable data type, whereas tuple is a immutable data type available in Python. Now we will discuss how to create a tuple in Python. Now how to create a tuple in Python. To declare a Python tuple, we must have a list of items which are separated by comma, and these will be inside parentheses. Here in our example you can see we have created a tuple. Name of the tuple is percentage and it is having 3 items or 3 elements which are separated by comma and they are enclosed in simple braces. If you want to create list, then you need to use square brackets. If you want to create a tuple, then you need to use concept of simple parentheses. You should use tuple when you don't want to change the elements in future. It means if you want to make your data permanent and no modification is needed here, then in that case you can use tuple instead of list in Python. So now let us have a brief introduction about packing and unpacking. If you are creating a tuple and you don't use simple parentheses at the time of declaration, then automatically it will be treated as tuple. Here in our example you can see we have created a variable b is equal to, it is having 3 elements on its right hand side. These are separated by comma sign. So when you will check the type of b, then it will show you tuple. So we can create a tuple in Python without specifying any parentheses in our statement. If you will simply write a set of items with comma separated, then these will be automatically treated as tuple. Next is about unpacking. Unpacking is when you assign values from a tuple to a sequence of variables. It means suppose we have a tuple already available or a sequence already available and we are assigning the individual elements of the sequence to different variables, then this concept is known as unpacking. Here in our example you can see we have created a tuple. Name of the tuple is percentage and it is having some elements. Thereafter we have written a, b, c, d, e, f. These are 6 variables on the left hand side of assignment operator, and on the right hand side we have the name of the tuple. So what will happen? Value 99 will be assigned to A, value 95 will be assigned to B, 90 to C, and so on. So when you will print value of C, then it will print 90 on the screen. The same concept of packing and unpacking can be used with list data type also. Now one more thing that I want to discuss here with you, how to create a tuple with a single item. It means when we want to create a tuple with a single element, then what we need to do. Until now we have discussed that it is very easy to declare a tuple, but if we want to create a tuple with single element only, then with the help of the concept that we have discussed till now, we can do that by specifying the instruction like a is equal to, in simple braces or parentheses we have write 1. When we will check the type of a, then it is printing int. It is not treating it as tuple. So what we need to do, if you want to create a tuple with single element only, then you need to put a comma sign or comma symbol after first element of your tuple. So here in this case what we will write a is equal to, in parentheses we will write 1 and then we will put comma, and then if you will check the type of a, then it will show you tuple. So I think you got the point. If you want to create a tuple with a single element, then you need to write the name of the tuple, thereafter equal to sign, in parentheses you need to specify the value or the single element that you want to use, and thereafter you need to use comma operator, and then you will close your parentheses. Only then it will be treated as tuple. Otherwise what you can also do, you can write t is equal to 1 comma, then it is also considered, it will also be considered as tuple. Now we are going to discuss our next part, that is about accessing elements of tuple in Python. Either we can access entire tuple or we can access individual elements of the tuple. Very first we are going to discuss about how to access entire tuple. What you will need to do, you need to write the name of the tuple, and when you will press enter, then you will get the tuples or the values that are available in tuple. Or you can use the print statement available in Python. When you will write print and in parentheses we have written name of the tuple, then you will also get the same result. Now we will discuss how to access individual element of a tuple instead of accessing the entire contents which are available in the tuple. Now what we need to access individual element or individual item from the tuple. To get a single item from a tuple, we need to use its index in square brackets, and indexing begins with 0 in forward direction and from -1 in backward direction. When you will write percentage of 1, it means value stored at index 1, that will be second element of the tuple that we have created, then it will print us 95 on the screen. Now next, and one of the important topic that is related to tuples in Python, that is about slicing. Slicing means accessing a part or a slice from a already existing tuple in the program. Here in our example you can see we have written percentage is equal to, thereafter we have written 6 items or 6 elements here which are separated by comma. Very first we are using positive indices. When we are using positive indices, we traverse the list from the left hand side. What is written by us here? We have written name of the tuple, in square bracket we have written 2:4. So it will returns us a tuple which is having the value stored at index 2 and 3. Because ending is 4, we will go from starting to end -1. So value stored at index 2 and index 3, that will be 90 and 89. That's why we are getting result as 90 and 89. Now if we write :4, then what will happen? We have not specified the starting, it will automatically be used as 0. Then it will go from 0 to 3, because value at the 4th index will not be part of the slice that we will get. We will get the element stored at index 0, 1, 2 and 3, that will be 99, 95, 90 and 89. So we are getting result as this. Here is one more example for you. We have written name of the tuple, in square brackets we have written 2:2. It means we want to go from 2 to 1. It is not a valid range, so we will get empty tuple. It will return us as an empty Python tuple because no element is available from the index 2 to 1. Next I want to discuss with you is about negative indexing. Negative indexing, you know that in backward direction indexing begins from -1 to minus length. It means first element will be stored at index minus length and last index will be stored at index -1. It means now your tuple will be traversed from right to left. We have written percentage :-2. We have not specified the starting, so it will be automatically treated as 0. -2 means second last element, so it will go from 0 to -3, third last element you can say. So we will get the tuple with 4 elements 90, 95, 90 and 89. We are using the same example that we have discussed till now. Thereafter we have written one more example, percentage minus 2 colon. Minus 2 is the starting point, we have not specified the ending, so it will be used as length minus 1. So we will get these two last elements from the tuple. Now two more examples are here for you for slicing. In this we have written name of the tuple as percentage, thereafter we have specified starting as minus 2 and end is 2. It will return as a empty tuple because our starting minus 2 is behind and 2 in this case. Now we want again a slice. We have not specified starting, we have not specified ending. So by default it will use starting as 0, it will use ending as length. So length minus 1 up to from 0 to length minus 1 means all the elements of the tuple will be shown to you. Next is about deleting a Python tuple. All of you knows that tuple is a immutable data type available in Python. It means we cannot delete individual elements of a tuple, we can delete entire tuple if we want. We have written del statement here, del name of the tuple, and in square bracket we have specified the index as 4. When we will write this statement, then we will get error that tuple object does not support item deletion. Now we saw that we cannot delete individual element of a tuple. Now let us try to delete a part of a tuple, means slice. We have written del percentage, in square bracket we have written 2 colon 4. It means we want to delete the element which is stored at index 2 and index 3. Then we will write this statement, then we are again getting the same error that tuple object does not support item deletion. Specific elements cannot be deleted. What you can do, you can delete your entire tuple by writing the statement del, thereafter you will write name of the tuple. When you will press enter key, thereafter all the elements which are available in your tuple will be deleted. Now we are going to discuss about reassigning tuples in Python. Till now we discussed that tuple is a sequence where elements are stored which are comma separated in simple parentheses, and tuple is immutable data type in Python. It means we cannot modify the individual elements of a tuple in Python. It means single item assignment is not possible, you cannot modify the value. But let us try whether it works or not. We have created a tuple, name of the tuple is my underscore tuple. It is having 4 elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This 4 and 5 is a list that is used as an element in tuple. It is at index 3. Now we have written my tuple underscore 3 is equal to 6. It means we want to modify the value which is at index 3 from 4, 5 to 6 only. So what will happen when we will write this statement, tuple object does not support item assignment, that individual element of the tuple cannot be changed. Now it is the important part that I want to discuss with you now. We have written statement my underscore tuple 3, then again we are using a subscript with index 0 is equal to 6. What we want to do, actually we have a list with elements 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. These 4 and 5 are in the form of a list and it is enclosed at index 3. So what we want to do, we want to modify the value which is stored at index 3, that is this complete part, and index 0 means this value from 4 to 6. Now when you will write this statement, then you will get result as 1, 2, 3, 6 and 5, because list is a mutable data type available in Python. So whenever you are using a list within another tuple, then that particular element can be changed because list is a mutable data type. It support element assignment or single elements of a list can be changed at the same memory location. Now we come to the next and important part of this lecture, that is about tuple functions or methods that we can use with tuples. Tuple is an immutable data type. It means whatever the function that we will use will not modify the value that are available in the tuple, but other than that there are certain operations that we can perform, like we can use len function to find the length, we can use max function, min function, sum function, any function, all function, sorted function and tuple function. These are some functions which are predefined in the standard library of the Python, and these functions that we can directly use when we are using the concept of tuples in our program. So let us discuss all these functions one by one with some examples. Very first function is len function. This len function returns the length of the data type, or you can say if you are using the tuple, then it will returns you the number of elements present in the tuple. Here in our example we have written my underscore tuple, the elements are 1, 2, 3, 6 and 5. So when you will write the statement len of my tuple, then what it will do, it will print you 4, because this tuple is having 4 elements 1, 2, 3, and this 6 and 5 is treated as a single element. It returns 4 not 5 because the list count as 1. Our next function is about max function. Max function returns the highest value available in the tuple. We cannot apply this function on tuple, my tuple that we have created, because in that tuple we have used a list also. So now we will discuss this max function with help of some other example. Now we have created one more tuple for you, that is A. It is having 6 elements 3, 1, 2, 5, 4, 6. When you will write max of A, then it will returns you 6. If we have a tuple with elements as string, then what we will get the result on the basis of the ASCII value. It means the alphabet or a word which is having the highest ASCII value will be printed on the screen. So in this example we have written hi in H capital small I, hi, then we have printed hello. So we are getting result as small hi, that is value stored at index 1, because small h have more ASCII value than capital H. But when you are using the max function, then the value must be of the same data type. If there is one more example that I want to discuss with you, that you are using max function with one value of type string, one value of type integer, then it will show you that particular comparison cannot be performed. It means if you are using max or min function, then the values in the tuple must be of the same type only. Our next function is min function. Min functions returns the item with lowest value. If you are using the same example, min of A, then it will print 1 on the screen because it is the smallest element present in the tuple. Now our next function is sum function. Sum function will return you the arithmetic sum of all the values or items which are present in your tuple. If we are writing sum of A is the tuple that we have already created, which is having the 6 number of elements. So when we will use this sum function with A, then we are getting result as 21, as the sum of the values which are present in A tuple is 21. Now one more example that I want to show you, that we cannot apply this function when we are using a tuple with strings. In some function we have passed a tuple with 3 elements of type string. We are getting error that plus operator cannot be applied on string objects that you are using in your tuple. Our next function is any function. Any function will returns you the result as true if any of the element available in the tuple is true. In this example you can see we have used any function with a tuple which have two empty strings and one string in which 0 is written. Here 0 is not false, it is having a boolean value of true because it is a value that is stored in the string. So we will get result as true. But if you are using 0 directly, this 0 is boolean false, so in that case you will get result as false. So simply you can say any function will returns you true if any of the element available in the tuple is true, otherwise it will returns you false. You can understand this with the help of both these examples. Now our next function is all function. What all function basically does, it will returns you true if all the elements in the tuple are true, have a boolean value true. You can say all function we are using with a tuple with three elements, one that is string, one a number, true, and this is empty string. So empty string is false, so it will returns us the result as false. So if all the elements have a boolean value of true, then we will get result as true. Now sorted function. This function will return you a sorted version of the tuple. It will not change in the actual tuple itself, it will create another copy for you. It means whenever you will use a sorted function, then it is creating another copy. The values in the actual tuple will remain same when you are using sorted function. We have written sorted in brackets, we have passed argument as a, then we will get the element of the tuple which are sorted in ascending order. Now our next function is tuple function. Tuple function will convert another construct into a tuple. Suppose we have created a list, name of the list is list 1, it is having 3 elements 1 2 3. We have written tuple in brackets, we have passed list 1, then it will returns us a tuple version of the list, means list is converted into tuple. Next time we have written a string 1, it is having the element string, we have written the statement tuple in brackets, we have passed argument as string 1, then we are getting a tuple with all the elements of the string which are separated by colon, which are separated by comma operator. Thereafter one more example that we can see, we are creating a set, name of the set is set1, it is having 3 elements 2 1 3. When we will write tuple of set 1, then we will get 1 2 3 in simple parentheses, as tuple is always represented with simple parentheses in Python. Now our next function is index function. This index function takes an argument and it will returns you the index of the first appearance of item in the tuple. It means when the value is available in the tuple at the very first instance, then it will returns you the index of that particular element that you have passed as an argument. Here in our example we have created the tuple, name of the tuple is a, it is having some elements 1 2 3 2 4 5 and 2. When we will write a dot index of 2, then it will return 1. As 2 is available at index 1, 2 is also available at the last location and in between, but it will always returns at us the first occurrence of the parameter passed in the tuple, and it will show us the index of that particular element. Next function or next method that I want to discuss with you is count function. This function or this method also takes one argument and it will return you the number of times a particular element available in the tuple. Here in our example we have written a dot count of 2, means how many times the 2 is available in our actual tuple. We will get result as 3 because it was available at index 1 at last index, and it was also available in between in the tuple that we have created in our last example. Now after functions we are going to discuss about some of the operators which we can use with tuples. Very first we are going to discuss about membership operator. These are two, in and not in. So their result will always be boolean, that is true or false. we have written A in tuple string, we will get result as false because A is not available in this tuple, because this tuple function will convert this string into tuple with element string and no A is present here, so we will get the result as false. Thereafter we have written one more example for you, x not in tuple of string. When this string is converted into tuple and x is not available in this because it is having element only string only, so we will get result as true. Now second operation that we are going to discuss here is concatenation operation. Concatenation is the act of joining. When two tuples are joined using concatenation operator, we can use plus symbol in between. There are two tuples, one is 3 elements 1 2 3, second is having 3 elements 4 5 6. We are using plus operator in between to find the concatenation. Then we will get a tuple with all the elements of the first and second tuple. So arithmetic operations do not apply on a tuple. It is just performing the task of concatenation. Now about identity operators. There are two identity operators, one is, one is not. Is will returns you true if both the objects that you have passed are pointing to the same memory location, then its result will be true, otherwise its result will be false. Its opposite task is performed by is not operator, that if the two objects are not pointing to the same memory location, then it will returns you true, otherwise it will returns you false. Here in our example what we can see, we have created a tuple, name of the tuple is A, it is having two elements 1 and 2. Thereafter we have written 1 comma 2 is A. We are getting result as false because two tuples or list do not have the same identity. It means whenever we will create a tuple or a list, every time if we are creating some other list or another tuple, then it will be allocated a different memory location. That's why we are getting result as false. So here is an example for you to iterate a Python tuple, means we want to traverse all the elements of the tuple at least once. For that we are using for loop here. For is a keyword in Python, thereafter I is a valid identifier, in is a membership operator. Thereafter we are using a tuple with 3 elements 1 3 and 2, and every time the print statement will be executed. Very first value 1 will be assigned to I, then it will print 1 on the screen. Next time I will have value 3, print I means 3 value will be printed on the screen. At last time I will have the value 2 from the tuple, so 2 will be printed on the screen with the help of this print statement available in the body of the for loop. So at last I want to discuss about nested tuples in Python with you also. Nested tuple means when we are using a tuple within another tuple, then it is known as nested tuple. So what will happen in this case? Let us see with some example. We have created a tuple, name of the tuple is A. It is having the concept of nested tuple, means within the tuple we are using some more tuples here. Now it is saying if you want to access element 6, we want to access this element 6, then what we need to write? We need to write this statement, because it is one element, it is second element. So A of 1 will point to this complete part. A of 1 will point to this complete part, that is 4, 5 and 6, and A of 1 will point to this 5 and 6 tuple. Thereafter if we will use 1, then it will point to the second element of this tuple. So we need to write this statement A triple 1. It means A in square brackets we will write 1 1 and 1, and then we will get result as 5. So I hope you understand all the concepts that we have discussed in this lecture, and if still you have any doubt, then you can ask me for that anytime. And after doing that much about the list, list and tuples. You can try to do all the exercise questions which are available in your book, and if you have any doubt then you can ask me for that. In our next lecture we are going to discuss about dictionaries, and then we will discuss about two sorting algorithm which are in our syllabus, that is insertion and bubble sort in Python. So thank you.